Anxiety, a Madison Middle School production.
Anxiety is a huge problem in today's society and can cause many problems, both health and mental health. Feeling of dread, feeling of fear, feeling of uneasiness, and more. Anxiety can affect anyone, women, children, men. You.
The anxiety could just be from, being stressed out, being overwhelmed. If you're around a really overwhelming lifestyle or environment, that could maybe cause anxiety.
Anxiety is naturally generated by the body. Similar to fight or flight responses, is used to be beneficial. How often do you get anxiety?
I don't get it that often as I used to. It just depends on life circumstances, if there's like a lot going on with you guys or whatever. But it's just when I get overwhelmed with too many things to get done as a mom.
Okay. What do you get anxious about?
Just typical work stuff. Like, I think like most people, I have anxiety about, doing my job well, things going on with you guys that I worry about as a mom, just things like that.
Okay. Have you ever stopped a kid who has anxiety from being anxious?
Just by giving them their medication, but I haven't personally stopped.
Okay. What do kids get anxious about?
Different things, dealing with teachers and their studies and trying to make good grades and trying to please other kids and try and deal with everyday life just like everyone else.
A lot of students that come in to counseling that are dealing with anxiety. There's some students that just have anxiety attacks that come out of nowhere, and so they need like a place to kind of relax and have time to kind of get over that. And then also kids that maybe have anxiety over schoolwork or tests and things like that. So definitely students do come into counseling with anxiety. So kind of like what I just said before, tests, schoolwork, maybe stuff going on with their friend groups, stuff that's going on at home. There's lots of different things that could cause anxiety. Definitely anxiety can affect your health. If you're really anxious, it could cause you to be sick. It can cause you to feel like you can't breathe. So it definitely affects your physical well-being as well.
Oh gosh. I'm not sure how many there are, but most of them have to do with some of them have to do with people that have like a previous trauma or something happened in their life, and then some of it is more people that have like phobias. I don't know which one is worse, but I would guess probably people who've had extreme trauma over and over.
What do you get anxious about?
Oh, it's different things. I think, if you get in a hurry, I find if you get in a hurry and try and go place, it can be frustrating. So, and then if there's a rude person or something like that I may run into that's, say while I'm out at the store or something, and that type of thing. So those are the types of things that I get anxiety with.
How often do you get anxious?
Probably not very often. There's things during the week, maybe a couple times a week, that things frustrate me. But but not, I don't get extremely frustrated. Maybe several times a year I get really frustrated or mad about things, but on a daily basis, not very often.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think anxiety is in Albuquerque?
I'd say 8.5. I think it's and there's a lot more people here because it's grown. Our crime rate is higher. People seem to be in a hurry, and people just aren't as pleasant as they used to be.
Do you think anxiety has gotten better or worse in Albuquerque over the past few years?
It's definitely, I think, gotten worse because of the crime rate and in growth in population. So I think it has gotten worse. And again, I think people are typically not as considerate as they have been in the past. And I wish more people had better manners and more compassion.
Or you can just focus on your breathing for a few seconds.
There's a lot of ways that people can learn coping skills, especially by going to therapy or working on ways to calm their bodies.
Okay. Do you think most people cure their anxiety? Have you ever dealt with a kid who has anxiety?
Yes, I have. When I worked for APS, I worked in the nurse's office as a health assistant, and I had to give them their medication.
Okay. How do you handle them?
I just normal. They're normal, and they just take meds when they get anxious. So you just handle them like you would any other kid.
Okay. What do you think makes kids anxious?
Everyday life, and they have a lot of pressure on them. There's by their other kids and get bullied, and there's a lot of pressure out there for kids.
Okay.
I can't really talk a lot about medications, but I do know that certain people use medication to help with anxiety, and sometimes it is helpful.
Where do you usually...
So definitely if you're feeling like you're having anxiety a lot, I would recommend maybe talking to your parents about getting a counselor. Having a counselor outside of school that you see regularly, then you're going to be able to work on your anxiety, and they'll give you a lot of coping skills and techniques that will help with your anxiety so that you know how to manage it and cope with it. Breathing and to do things to try to calm down. So just teaching them different kinds of techniques to something to help when they're having anxiety. And a lot of that is grounding. It's like centering yourself and not paying attention to just how your body feels and spiraling. It's like paying attention to what's around you and kind of refocusing yourself so that you can calm
Just
down.
things like that.
Okay. Where do you think you got your anxiety from?
Honestly, I think that I kind of, I don't know if I was always anxious, but I kind of feel like the dynamics of my family life played a factor. I'm actually think that I've gotten way better with my anxiety because, I believe in doing therapy and stuff, and I feel like now I have actually less anxiety than when I was growing up.
How do you handle your anxiety?
I just take it out on you guys. I'm just kidding. No, honestly, I think that to help with anxiety, it's just overall health that you have to keep in mind. So I think exercise helps keep my anxiety level down. So that's a big thing. And then just even just getting enough sleep and taking good care of yourself is a good way to deal with it. And like I said earlier, I think that, you know, if you do have anxiety, that I think it's really good to see a therapist to help with that kind of stuff, because it can really take over your life if you let it.
Do you take medications for anxiety, and are they effective?
I have since I was like in my 20s. I probably don't even need to take it anymore, but I did because like a doctor recommended it. I would get really like anxious, like especially like the beginning of the week, like on a Sunday night before the work week would start. So I started taking some anxiety medicine around that time. Better.
How many people do you think have an anxiety disorder?
Oh gosh, I don't know how many people have an actual disorder, but I think anxiety is pretty common.
Okay, what are the different kinds of anxiety disorders, and which one is the worst?
Oh gosh, I'm not sure how many there are, but most of them have to do with people who, some of them have to do with people that have like a previous trauma or something happened in their life, and then some of it is more people that have like phobias. I don't know.
Whenever you get anxious, how do you handle it?
When I get anxious, I try to talk to myself and tell myself that it's not as serious as it really seems, and I tell myself to relax. And sometimes I find that exercise helps lower my level of anxiety.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think anxiety is in Albuquerque?
I think at some point everyone has anxiety with the way life is now. I think everyone has some form of anxiety.
Okay. How many people do you think have an anxiety disorder?
I don't know about a disorder. I think most people, like I said before, have anxiety, but as far as a disorder, I don't, really keep track of that.
Okay. Do you know anyone who has an anxiety disorder? Or may?
Not really. I know people that take medicine for anxiety or to sleep better, but I don't know that it's considered a disorder.
Okay. Do you think most people cure their anxiety?
Cure their anxiety?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you can cure it, but you can take medication and feel better and maybe deal with it better, but I don't know if you can cure it.
Okay. Anxiety disorder? If so, which kind?
I don't think I have an anxiety disorder. I think that I've been able to handle it on my own as I've gotten older and just have dealt with it.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think your anxiety is?
Honestly, I really think that my anxiety is way lower. I'd say like a 1 to 10 and probably be only like it's just when I have moments, but like they're rare these days. I'd say it happens like once or twice a year where I have like a freak out moment. So I'd say like a 2.
Okay. Stop recording.